resolution. I was approached by Matt Grumman, who was present in the audience this evening, to talk about the possibility of adding something to the tennis court that would not add cost and was not included largely because we did not want to expand our costs when we built the tennis courts. With that, I would take you down through the items that are listed. One is a small storage building, which falls within the limits of not having to have a building permit. It's an 8 by 12, and we would ask that it be placed in a specific location, which would be at the end of the sidewalk to the south end. And then they would also wish to add a piece of concrete, which comes where it comes together between the 4 courts and the 2 courts, so that there would be more room in there, so that he would be able to use that for setting up when they have tennis matches. You remember our conversation we had probably 2 months ago when I talked to you about when we have requests for projects, what procedure. This is my first attempt at this. If you like this, we'll continue this form. If you don't, we can tweak it or we can add something to it. But the first part is the storage it talks about, or excuse me, the project description is a storage building for ball machines, wall hoppers, ball carts, and other items that would be relative to a high school and the city program that would be conducted, and the extension of the sidewalk. The estimated cost in this particular case, there's no cost to us. This will come through other donors that have not yet been identified. Who benefits, which is I think one of the important questions, is the high school tennis players, the city-sponsored activities, the tennis players in general, and others in the community. And long term, we would assume ownership, and it will become part of our maintenance and care. We will have certain specific requirements about the building, how it's placed on a concrete platform, how it's strapped down and anchored so that it does not blow away with the wind. That's the style that I chose to use, and I'm certainly interested in knowing if you have any specifics about changing that or doing it differently. There could be 1 or 2 added things, there could be less, whatever you choose. I've reviewed this, and in my opinion, I believe that these are good added things to this tennis court at no cost to the city. We will need to take over the maintenance, and I would recommend to you that you approve this gift of the storage building and the extended sidewalk relative to all the stipulations that are listed in the proposal. Any questions, or Matt, do you have anything?
No, thanks, Carroll.
The one item is it would be a 10 by 12 shed.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's the wrong size.
That's as large as you can go to.
Is there enough room for all that stuff for the
Yes.
shed?
Yeah. Currently, we're doing it down at Rolling Hills Park. We have an agreement with Kemper that they store their equipment in there, but the city uses it for our junior programs, which saves us about $100, $150 a year. So we don't have to buy tennis balls for the program. So we just use Kemper's tennis balls for our youth programs.
So this will just be on site, so all that stuff is stored there, so you're not carting it all back and forth?
Yeah, and I did print, Matt provided this to me several days ago.
We moved the shed since then, though, Jack, so the shed's gonna go down below.
Oh,
It's gonna go down the bottom,
conversation
yeah. It's not gonna be up next to the
But
fence.
Shows you where the extension of the sidewalk is in here. And the shed will go down here on the left-hand, upper left-hand part, if you have it. Let's see. Depends upon how you're looking at it. If you hold it up this way.
This would be north.
It says top is north.
Top is north, okay.
So it'd be at the southern, close to the southerly end by that appendage that's a sidewalk. It would come on the edge of the parking lot adjacent to the skate park. Sidewalk extension is the gray area, that yellowed area, then when we move down to the speeds on the side.
So you're bringing that sidewalk that's there up to that other gate, that door on the, okay, I know where, I went out there. and looked at
Most of the teaching carts that we use in tennis looks like grocery cart.
it. Right.
So they have wheels, it's just easier to roll it on concrete.
So that the storage cart's gonna be up there next to the, actually right up next to the fence then.
No, we're gonna use the storage
Oh,
shed
down
to the
there,
south.
down there by the tree, there's that tree that's sitting down there, okay.
Well, I don't know whether there'll be a tree there or not, but it'll be where that sidewalk is extended to the side.
I think there's a tree sitting there now.
I'm not sure. It's
Yeah.
in the way, it'll have to be moved.
What do we do with the shed across the street from there, that's the old water? What
currently being used, I believe.
Randy is using.
What is in that?
We have water main repair parts in there right now. Clamps, fittings, duct line.
Is that something that later, if they need additional room or the parks themselves need something, they could move that somewhere else and the parks could use that for?
We don't have another place for it right now. We have actually stored everything that we can at the water treatment plant. But these parts are smaller parts that we need to keep, locked inside a locked location. So it'd be a matter of creating another space for it, if this space were to be used for something else.
Just about it down the line, like a logical place to use.
Any other questions?
I do like the layout of this. Kind of identifies the different things that we talked about relating to the project, and how it comes about, some of the things that we look for.
You're talking about this format?
Yeah, the format.
Okay. Where it says project estimated costs who benefits and all.
How many feet of extra sidewalk are you looking at?
The date of the court's being.
42 feet?
Completion date is
5-6.
somewhere in early October,
The completion date of the course, yes.
Yeah.
and they're looking like they're pretty close to being on schedule.
They're painting them on Thursday. Are you doing any ceremony for that?
We haven't scheduled
Yeah,
anything yet.
schedule everything.
We'll make sure we get
Yeah.
painting done, and get all the stuff done before we crack the champagne.
Could you go play on them on the weekend? This weekend you could play on them?
All right,
When can
then,
you
I
Make a
guess,
motion to accept the gift list of the building, the sidewalk from the donors, and the desire to support the tennis activities and
What was
communities.
the final date, it was the general, right?
Stipulations
Date of
there
construction.
for making this.
What was the final cost?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Jensen?
Yes.
Seaman? Yes. Scott?
Yes.
Eichler? State?
Yes.
Motion is approved.
thank you.